this next guy to the stage. He's a fine artist, and at some point said, hey, I want to do this comedy as well. So make him feel welcome, folks. A big round of applause for Richard Seidel.
It's great to be here tonight. Beautiful audience. I'm from Ohio. Columbus, Ohio. Half of Florida's from Ohio, so I know you're a good audience. It's a hard place to get homesick because all of you neighbors. In Ohio, I wasn't called Richard, I was called Dick. I was a dick in Ohio. It was a tough life. My dad was a dick too. The phone would ring. Oh my God. My mom would answer it, and she says, is it for little dick or big dick? I didn't even go home. I didn't answer the phone for 16 years. And finally my friends say, just say big dick, which I did. And I started getting phone calls. Thank God. I just read in the Wall Street Journal, there are 70 million baby boomers. We are the best generation now ever in the United States. There's more baby boomers than children. Can you imagine that? Wow, it is something. That means we're all growing old. And growing old is like this. You're watching TV, and you're watching the news, and you say, what the heck? What are all those kids doing reporting the news? Or you're driving down the street, and you see red lights in the back of your car. You pull over, it's the police. And little Jimmy comes up and gives you a ticket. Or the doctor says you're going to have to go in for an operation. And Wesley, who used to teach, don't cut yourself with those knives in Boy Scouts. He's there, he's ready to cut open on you. Well, I don't know. Getting old's okay. My parents moved to Florida, so I decided, well, I'll follow them because they were having some problems and I'd help them. So about a year later, I came down. I said, hey, I'm here to help. I'm going to take care of you. About three weeks later, there were all these boxes around the condo. I said, what's going on here? They said, we're moving back to Ohio. You know, your parents never forget anything. And they remembered how I took care of my pets. Goldie, my fish, dead. Skipper, my dog, dead. And then they bought me a wiener dog that I really wanted. And I said, I promise I'll take care of it. It's not going to die. It walked out the door. We didn't find it for 2 years. It was living with Princess and King down the street. Well, I don't know. As I get older, it's something else. You know how you find a baby boomer? You look up, you can sniff them, and hear toot, 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 toot. After 65, I think they wrote in the Constitution, it's okay to expel gas any place, anytime, in front of anyone. I could imagine being in London. I was just in London, and you're with the Queen Elizabeth. She's quite elderly. And you say, oh, it's so nice to meet you, Queen. And she says, oh, it's so nice to meet you, too. And all of a sudden, toot, toot. And the Queen goes, oh. And she goes, toot, toot, toot. And it's sort of like the Morse code. Well, I got home. For exercise, I walked down to my mailbox. And all of a sudden, I started getting postcards for the funeral home. You know, come and visit us. I don't want to come and visit the funeral home. For God's sakes. I still have some good years in me. So I tossed it out. And then the next couple of weeks, I got some address labels. Really nice address labels. It had like heaven on it and then my return address. I kept those, but I didn't talk to them for a while. And then the next week, for God's sakes, they sent me a really nice little plastic briefcase. And I kept that too. It was very, very nice. So I thought, okay, this is getting pretty nice. And then the last gift was a big, huge poncho, XXXL. It fit me great during the rainstorm. And it had Hancock Funeral Home on the back. So I was wearing it all around St. Pete. I'm from St. Petersburg. I thought, this is cool. It rains. I never really liked ponchos, but I really like this. It rained and it covered me up until one friend said, you look like a walking billboard. You're going to be arrested. So I took it off. Well, finally, they had a big, huge buffet. The funeral home did, which I really enjoyed. 2 people died. They got some business, and I broke down. And I got a funeral called the compost package. You die, they come and pick you up, and then they compost you. 2 weeks, you're back in the garage. You have a really nice bag, and your name's on it, Dick Compost, and in the spring, they put you in the garden. Last time I saw that was our neighbors. They had Uncle Jimmy, who died, and they still wanted to continue with the Social Security check. So they just buried him in the back as compost. Well, that's my act. Thank you for listening. I hope everybody's awake. Good night.